The episode begins with Yui back in her school days. You know, back when she had friends. And I got to see my favourite character that died in episode 2 again. At this point, I'll just say it. Aki was my favourite up until then. I mean, when there's a small fiery person who does some serious pull-up exercises before going into battle, my attention is drawn. Aki, now that I think about it, is really similar to Teresa. Maybe the producers realised Aki's potential, and Teresa is just an Aki clone. The group of schoolgirls wish to befriend Yui's rival, and this whole distracting part does eventually make sense, as it sets up a kind of redemption for Yui. It is very mild though, mostly because the person Yui attempts to save in the present isn't that well connected with Yui in the same way Yui's rival was. But at least it makes sense in the context of the episode. There's a lot more beta monsters this time around, yet even so, they're still filmed in a very stylish way. The decision to film the beta with things blocking us from seeing them completely, such as heavy light behind the monsters, extreme close-ups, armies of them, smoke covering them, etc., really works for me because it makes them a lot more threatening and nightmarish. I was really hoping for there to not be a last-minute save, but nope! There's a last-minute save. What a gigantic surprise! Didn't I say in a previous review that if it kept on going with the last-minute saves, particularly for Yui, that I would get annoyed? I'm getting annoyed now. Yui is pretty much invincible at this point. Well, she as a character is invincible. I wouldn't say her arm is invincible. It got a tiny shard of glass in it, and Yuya has to perform some serious first aid. I'm not even kidding. He takes out the shard, bandages the arm, then puts the arm in a sling. A sling! Talking of strangeness, did the corporal character just jump into a dark hole, knowing the whole base is being overrun by beta monsters? Seriously? I appreciate that the series does have a decent level of quality control, but I fear that the quality control is beginning to dip slightly. Hopefully it won't though, as this episode is continuing the intensity of the base being overrun by beta, while the main characters are still there. We all know Yui and Yuya will survive, probably via more last-minute saves, but what about Stella?